Consolidate SaaS tools with Azure and Power Platform, save $10,000 per MO. Welcome back. Today's topic is Consolidate SaaS tools with Azure and Power Platform, save $10,000 per MO. We'll cover what you actually need to know about Consolidate SaaS tools with Azure and Power Platform. Next up, what SaaS tool sprawl actually costs SMBs? SaaS tool sprawl is the accumulation of software subscriptions that overlap, duplicate, or go largely unused. According to research from Xylo's SaaS Management Index, organizations waste an average of 44% of their SaaS spend on licenses that are unused or underutilized in any given month. For SMBs, the math is punishing. Say you're paying $120 per user per month across 12 tools with a 20-person team. That's $28,800 a month, or roughly $345,600 a year. If 35% of that spend is redundant, you're burning over $120,000 annually on software delivering no measurable value. The hidden costs go further than the invoice. Every additional vendor means. Let's talk about moving on to how to consolidate SaaS tools with Azure and Power Platform. The approach to consolidate SaaS tools with Azure and Power Platform is not a single migration event. It's a phased replacement strategy where you identify high-cost, low-complexity tools first and replace them with Power Platform components or Azure services one at a time. Race the framework that works. This is where many SMBs go wrong. They try to replace everything at once, hit friction with a complex migration, and abandon the project 3 tools in. The incremental approach keeps momentum and delivers cost savings fast enough to justify the next phase. Now, which SaaS tools can Power Platform replace? This is the question that matters most. Not every SaaS tool is a good candidate for replacement, and pretending otherwise will cost you more time and money than keeping the subscription. But a surprising number of common SMB tools fall within the capability range of Power Apps and Power Automate. Race a realistic comparison. A 20-person SMB replacing even 4 of these categories saves between $1,130 and $3,000 per month. Replace 7 or 8, and you're approaching the $10,000 target. Next up, Azure services that help you consolidate SaaS tools. Power Platform handles the front-end workflow layer. Azure handles the plumbing underneath. The two work together, and knowing which Azure service does what changes how you architect replacements. Azure Logic Apps runs server-side workflows triggered by events, a new file in SharePoint, a new row in Dataverse, and HTTP webhook from a third-party service. For workflows that need to run on a schedule or respond to external events without a human in the loop, Logic Apps is usually cheaper and more reliable than a standalone SaaS automation tool like Zapier or Make. Pricing runs around $0.000025 per action, meaning even a high-volume workflow costs dollars a month, not hundreds. Azure API Management lets you expose and manage APIs across your entire tech stack. This matters for consolidation because many SaaS tools are really just data stores with APIs attached. If you route requests through your own API management layer, you control the data, the logic, and the integration points instead of depending on a vendor's roadmap or uptime SLA. Next up, SaaS consolidation with Azure, a real cost comparison. Numbers make the case more clearly than principles. Race a realistic before and after for a 20-person SMB that ran a consolidation project over 6 months. Before. After. Next up, moving on to what the honest trade-offs are. No consolidation project is painless, and this one has real costs you should know going in. Build time is real. A Power Apps portal that replaces Zendesk takes 4 to 8 weeks to build properly. The equivalent SaaS tool took someone 20 minutes to sign up for. The trade-off is long-term cost savings and ownership of your own data. The short-term cost is development time and focus taken away from other priorities. Maintenance is now your responsibility. When you replace a SaaS tool with a custom Power App, you own the support burden. When Microsoft updates Power Platform, you may need to adjust implementations. Budget 5 to 10% of the original build cost annually for maintenance. Next up, moving on to how long does migration take? A realistic timeline for a 20-person SMB targeting 5 SaaS tool replacements looks like this. 6 months for a 5-tool consolidation is realistic when working with an external development partner. Compressing this timeline increases the risk of deploying something that isn't ready. The parallel run phase in particular should not be skipped. You need proof the replacement works before you cancel the original subscription. If your consolidation includes customer-facing workflows or compliance-sensitive processes, add buffer time. Replacing an onboarding tool with a custom Azure-based flow requires additional testing and regulatory review. Flutter plus Azure B2C, 5 steps to a customer onboarding app shows what a properly built Azure-backed onboarding implementation looks like when compliance matters. Next up, now, how SMBs can consolidate SaaS tools with Azure. Where to start? The consolidation project starts with one spreadsheet. List every SaaS tool your organization pays for, its monthly cost, the number of people who actively use it, and the business process it owns. Pull active user counts from vendor admin portals, not from your original purchase order. The gap between licenses purchased and licenses used is usually where the biggest savings hide. Sort by monthly cost. Look at the top 5 entries. For each one, ask a single question: is this a commodity workflow or a specialized function that requires deep domain logic? Commodity workflows are almost always replaceable with Power Platform. Specialized tools need closer examination. For the replaceable ones, check whether you already have Power Platform licensing. If your team is on Microsoft 365 Business Standard or Premium, you already have access to Power Automate with standard connectors. Full Power Apps capabilities require the per app plan or the per user plan. The math still works for most teams. Let's talk about conclusion. The decision to consolidate SaaS tools with Azure and Power Platform is not a shortcut. It's a deliberate project with real build time, real trade-offs, and real savings. For SMBs spending $10,000 or more per month on fragmented SaaS subscriptions, the math almost always justifies the investment within the first year, and the savings compound from there. The key is starting with a clean audit, prioritizing commodity workflows over specialized tools, and building incrementally so each replacement delivers value before you move to the next. If you're ready to map your current SaaS stack against what Azure and Power Platform can replace, we can help you run that audit and build a consolidation roadmap tailored to your business. Get in touch to start the conversation.